Good morning, guys. How's it going? Phil here, the Newfie sales guy. Wanted to, get this podcast off the go. Monday morning, not a better time to do it. This is going to be a new learning experience for me, so every week is hopefully going to get better. Just got some basic camera gear here, and I'll probably upgrade when this thing gets going. The first podcast I wanted to do was basically what to expect as a new salesperson in a dealership. I'm in a pretty unique used car dealership here in Halifax, Carson Exports. We have things like this 69 Yenko Camaro recreation, 69 Stingrays, back to like 32 Ford Roadsters, and of course just your regular everyday Toyotas and Kias and Fords and our Audis and BMWs. We got a bit of everything here, our classic car sales as well as your everyday car sales. So for me, coming into Carson Exports, car sales was all new to me. I have a fairly strong sales, business management, marketing background. Have my own business, Supplement King, 2 retail franchises for about 7 years. And I also did business development for an insurance company. So I've been, all over the place, all, direct consumer to consumer, business to business sales. And, it's gotten me to where I am today. Basically, I left Newfoundland and came back to Halifax, where I lived for approximately 13 years before, and I was looking for a new career. I had a lot of friends and people I knew that were in auto sales. They all seem to be doing well. Who knows? Social media is full of bullshit, and you never know if somebody's doing well or not. What's portrayed on there is half true, and the other half is not true again. But I said maybe I'll give auto sales a try. People make a living off it. Seems like unique. So I applied at a nice few places here in Halifax, and I actually, had a few interviews and I had a few job offers that I said, just let me think about it for a few days. Some of these were at major dealerships, some of the big dealerships here in the city. I just didn't get that vibe of, this is exactly where I want to be if I go into auto sales. So I was scheduled for an interview at another major dealership on this day, and just happened to drive. I was driving down Windmill Road, and I seen Carson Exports, and I was like, okay. Never thought nothing of it, but it just happened that same day. A job posting happened to be posted that they were looking for salespeople. Seen the job ad, just said, forget, I'll send in my resume on Indeed, and within like an hour, I was scheduled for an interview. I came in. This was on a Friday. Came in, done an interview. Loved the place. First when you walk in the door, if you're in the cars at all, it's a place that you're going to be in love with. As I've learned now, you get customers that are coming in to buy a normal car. They've never been here before. You open the door to the showroom, they walk in, and the next half an hour, they're completely gone off the other side, looking at all the nice classic cars and Porsches we have here. But anyway, done an interview on a Friday, and of course, my luck, which I've had my whole life, a friggin' hurricane came through on the weekend. So, Monday goes by, Tuesday goes by. I'm like, oh, well, I guess, this is probably not going to work out. And finally, Wednesday, I said, I'm just going to message Darcy, who was the team lead that done the interview with me, and shoot him a message and see what's going on. Darcy gets back to me, says, oh, yes, sorry. Never had any power, but if you want to start, come on in. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I came in on that Wednesday, and I started the next day on a Thursday. Completely new rookie, never been in car sales before. So anyway, what to expect. If you haven't been in auto sales or in sales in general, it's going to be a learning experience, that's for sure. I think every dealership has their own sales process and learning curve. One thing I've learned, and I watch a lot of sales videos, but product knowledge. That's your key. The rest, pretty much, for me, it's being myself. That's how I sell. I'm a relationship seller, not not anything else. So I like to build a relationship and sell that way. But your first week or two, you're basically just following a senior salesperson around, and getting the hang of what to do, how to handle customers, what to say, taking cars for test drives, learning features. The first few weeks are awesome. You're not selling anything, pretty much. You might sell one or two, but you're basically just being a tag along and learning on the job. You get into when you get into your month in, 2 months in, you're starting to get the hang of things much more. The process, your test drives. Back in the day, before this COVID shit, you actually used to go on test drives with customers, and you build some rapport with them on the test drive, talk with them. Now, for me, I've been loving this a little bit more, not going on a test drive. I love letting the customer go out and letting them take it on their own, and then I deal with any questions when they get back. But you used to go on test drives, and then you come back, and you basically come in, and if they didn't like the car, you see if you could find something else that they did like. What were the features that you did like? What were the features you didn't like? What's some things you do need? What didn't you? There could be stuff in the car that they didn't want. It's basically just you're basically, as I say, a sales consultant, but you're just, this day and age, everybody is online on the internet. They know, for the majority, 95% of people that come in, they know exactly what they want, and you're just showing them the options you have for that. But there are that 5% that are coming in blind, no idea what they want. I just need a car. I just need a SUV. So you show them what you have, what the options are, and you come back in and you run some rough numbers, show them what payments can look like. You're basically just an advisor, is what I'll say. You're going to put them in the box with a finance manager after that, and from there, the finance manager is going to handle the rest. For the first, I would say, 3 months, you sell 3 cars, 4 cars a month. For me, anyway. It was a slow learning process. I'm a very detailed person. I really wanted to know how stuff went. Once I started, 6 months in, I started to learn how I wanted to sell things and the way I wanted to do stuff, with keeping with the process of how the dealership is run. And I started going. I started doing my own thing and building some clientele. It's getting to the point I am now, 13, 14 months in. Repeat customers coming back, getting lots of referrals. It doesn't take long in this industry. If you're going to treat your customers great and follow up, you're going to have you're going to build that great business. Every day is different. Trust me. Every single day is different. Long hours, you're probably going to, the first 3 to 4 months I worked bell to bell, open to close in this dealership. Never took a day off, and that's, I still think you're going to build your clientele that way. You want to be here. I mean, it's Monday morning now, and I'm here at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm usually the first person on the floor. Probably don't have to be sometimes. Really in this dealership, we don't have a whole lot of traffic at 8 o'clock in the morning. You get some service customers, so it's always great, if you can have a chat with service customers anyway. But you're going to put in some long hours. Especially, I think, if you're in a new car dealership where you have 30 people on the floor, maybe. Some of these Honda, Chev dealerships, 30, 35 salespeople. You're coming in fresh. You're going to put in hours to get these sales. You're going to have to be the first one there. Money-wise, every dealership's different. Flat, commission, gross, everywhere is different. I mean, I put up a post when I came in, when I wanted to go into this business, and, to get some views on what people are making. And I had 40, 50 messages from people I had on Facebook, and they ranged from people making $30,000 to people that I know that their first and second year in the business, they were making $65,000, $70,000, and $80,000 a year. So I had no idea what to expect. First year for me, decent salary. Here at our dealership, a little bit unique. We get a loaner vehicle, a demo vehicle, which is great, Demo vehicle, you don't have to pay your insurance. It's all covered. That covers, when you want to look at that, that's an easy ten to $15,000 a year in savings. You know, for us, we drive nice vehicles. We have BMWs, Audis, Mercedes. You know, if you wanted to look at what you're going to pay to, you know, finance one of those, you're easily $600-700 a month. That, you know, that cost doesn't come from us, which is great. You know, I get to drive something different whenever I really want. If I need a large SUV for the weekend, I come in and grab a large SUV. But getting back to it, like I said, what to expect. You know, your long hours, you're going to put in those hours for the pay. You're going to try to make that money. You got to build relationships with not just your customers, but the rest of your teammates here. You know, all right, we got a service department, a detail bay. You know, you got to realize, you know, how they operate and how you have to operate. You know, I like to, you know, make sure that I'm doing everything right so that these guys don't have headaches when, you know, you sell a car here. I've got to make sure I get a due bill to get it through service. These are used vehicles, you know. These have to go back through service, so, you know, get full inspections and MVIs and everything done. You got to manage getting it through service, getting it through detail. The customer, of course, is always in a rush. Like, they come in, they want it the next day, and, you know, you got to juggle all this with the customer. But overall, I mean, it's a great experience. You know, the long hours are a little bit new to me, but nothing, you know, I have my own business for years. So, you know, it's not that new. What else to think about here? What to expect? You know, as in any new job, when you're a rookie, you're going to take the brunt of the ridicule. You know, you just got to learn to get past it, and, you know, you got to, you know, learn the trust of your other teammates. Here at Carson Exports, it is a great team environment. It's a family, you know, family dealership owned by one person here, who I can, you know, text or call anytime that I really want to. I've got a sales manager from Newfoundland. You know, I'm from Newfoundland, which is great. I personally probably would not be able to work in another dealership now. After being here, you know, having Paul as my sales manager, I don't know if I'd be able to deal with another sales manager. I have my freedom here. You know, I do my own thing. As long as I stick to the process, you know, I'm pretty free. As you can see, I get to do a lot of marketing, which I love. Paul lets us, you know, Paul's great on that side, and he pushes us to, you know, build our own brand. That's why I've got, you know, the Newfie sales guy. I want people to know who I am, where I'm from, and, you know, it's working out great. But overall, you know, that's your major things. You know, it's a big learning curve. You're going to learn. You're going to have to test drive vehicles. You're going to have to learn product knowledge on vehicles. In the used car business, every car is different. That's the biggest thing in used cars compared to new. You know, in a new car business, you got an F-150 with 0 kilometers. You got another F-150, 0 kilometers. Used cars, here you got a Kia with 30,000 kilometers. Here you got a Dodge with, you know, 40,000 kilometers. You got to learn features of every single car. They all have different mileage. They all have different stories. It's a major learning thing. And the follow-ups in used cars compared to new, I think, is completely different. I haven't worked for a new car dealership, but just from what I can think, you know, like, I'm dealing with service appointments daily on our customers, you know. You know, in a new dealership, it seems like, you know, the salesperson, after it's sold, they don't have to deal with that. It goes to the service manager. But I like to, you know, here we do have our service manager, but I kind of take, you know, if a customer has any issue, they have my cell phone. They get in contact with me. But that's your main things. You know, it's going to be a major learning curve. It's going to be long hours. The pay can range anywhere from, you know, $30,000 to there is no, like, tap out. If you want to make $100,000 a year in your first year, I 100% believe it's possible. You're going to put in the hours, but if you know what you're doing and you can build those relationships with customers, I definitely think it's possible. You know, this industry seems, you know, the money is there. At least in this dealership, in this Carson Exports, in a new dealership, I don't know how it goes, but here it is great. A nice family environment. You know, that's the main things I can think. This is just, you know, the start of the podcast. I just wanted to get this one out there and give it a try. We're going to come back with another podcast next week and continue on and try a new topic. And I'll see you then, guys. Remember, follow my page, The Newfie Sales Guy. Follow me on Instagram, Newfie Sales Guy. I'm going to be putting up videos. All our cars go online, you know, different specials. And, you know, get to, you know, go around. Hopefully the next podcast I can have a little more fun, I plan to get some guests on some of our different dealerships, like our finance managers, our techs, detail. We got a great team here, and I'm looking forward to taking this, a little bit further. Later.